Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Late Winner Show. I think we started with our best series last week, so let's continue our discussion with. And we talked. Sorry, we talked about the goalkeepers last week, and we decided, the top three in that. So do not forget, watch that video if you haven't already. But this we're now going to talk about the left backs. So who are the top three left backs that we're going to decide in this podcast? I think we decided with uh, Theo Hernandez, Mendy, and Alfonso Davis as our 4, 5, and 6. So that left us with Luke Shaw, Luke Shaw, Jordi Alba, and what the other name?
Andy Robertson.
And Andy Robertson. Yeah, sorry. So
What's the other
uh,
name?
yeah, so I always forget Liverpool players, man. Like it's just bound,
Yeah.
like it just happens. So um let's so what do you guys think about, like, the left backs, like who do you think, like in terms of Robertson, Shaw, and Jordi Alba, who wants to take a crack at it first?
I can go first. For me, Jordi Alba is the number one, and I'll have certain points to it. But yeah, for me, Jordi Alba is number one. Robertson number two. Luke Shaw is definitely inching closer, but for now he's number three. He's definitely inching closer to number two spot, but again, he is a work in progress. It will take still a couple of years for him to beat Andy Robertson also at this point. But talking about, I just talk about quickly about Jordi Alba. The key ability that Jordi Alba possesses is first is being in the left flank. He kindly works as a left wing back in the Barcelona setup that they have. He has the good ability to hold on to the ball. His passing is very spot on. The key part, the link up play that he used to have with, or he still has with Messi, or in the past time with Iniesta, is he's very renowned for that. His positioning, his movement, and the most important thing is his ability to for the attacking runs that he makes in the final third of the opposition space is very commendable. Uh, Having said that, feeding Barcelona doesn't have much of the any strikers that are that has a very good height or anything at this point. But his ability to put ball into put the ball into the box through crosses is very handy as well sometimes. Especially during the time when Luis Suarez was there. I've not seen any effect for the past 2 years when Antoine Griezmann is there. I've not seen that thing being used up to the mark. But with Luis Suarez, it was a very good link-up play between especially these three: Luis Suarez, Jordi Alba, and Messi is always there. So that is one of the things that those are a couple of strengths that Jordi Alba does have. Being not a very heighted person, he's not based on what defenders are, based on what footballers are at this level. He's not very good at when talking about the height. So definitely he's not very good at in the aerial duels that comes into play as a defender. One of the capabilities that the defender should have, that is there. And plus the position that he plays in is in the far left ahead. So the tracking back and tracking back and tracking back to their own third half, and having and making the tackle to stop the players from the other teams from going ahead is also kind of subdued for him. He cannot do that, like making constant forward and backward runs. Plus, these are all stats, like I'm talking about, not stats. These are all qualities I'm talking based on the past 5 years. He's also aging. He's now considered a senior player in the Barcelona team. So that tracking, going forward and tracking back, is one of the difficult aspects that tends to creep in, like going backward again with age. So I think that is the negative part of his game. But still, I would say that Jordi Alba is one of the top defenders. Just because of one thing for me is the link up play with the Barcelona teammates that he has. And also in Spain, for a representative of Spain, also he has done pretty well. So I think Jordi Alba is the number one. Yeah. And sorry, I just want to mention one thing. Sorry, before anyone else jumps in, David, I just would like to give a special mention to Alfonso Davis. Being a 20-year-old, I'm just curious to looking forward how he comes into the international stage and improves himself. So I
Yeah.
just if I would have to replace any of the players from the second or third position with Davis, I would certainly do so, but in a couple of years of time. So, but that is the one player that I'm
I,
looking forward to.
I don't know how much recognition he'll get on the international stage, given I don't know how the Canadian team is, because I mean I actually don't know about that part, so maybe I'll have to do more research on that aspect. But
I think they might. I think so. I think the US, Mexico, and Canada team will automatically qualify for next year's World Cup.
Yes, they will.
If it happens, like, you know.
yeah, but I mean, you know that Davis will become one of the best left backs in the world in the few years, hopefully, barring any injuries happen.
Yeah.
But obviously, just in terms of like speaking about the international aspect of it, I don't know how much he'll be able to do as single-handedly for a team. So because I don't know if maybe that's why I said like I need to do more research on that part.
But do you think like, so I think Saurabh mentioned about like Jordi Alba being his first pick, sorry, the top pick from the left backs. Like, do you think otherwise? Like, do you think Robertson or Shaw are the?
I think I don't think that Alba is the best. He's definitely the best in Barcelona, obviously, or maybe in La Liga. But I think Robertson definitely takes up the spot for the best position at the left. Obviously, Luke Shaw. I think we can all unanimously agree with that he is the number third. After his injury, where we all thought like the injury to his shin, we thought that maybe his career is almost done at that point. But the way with the tenacity has come back is actually commendable, and the amount of runs he's been able to improve. You see him getting into the box a lot more, which you expect from the left backs and from the full backs at this stage. And the ability to actually defend as well as attack is commendable for Luke Shaw. And obviously, he scored a stunner in the Euro final, obviously. so that actually proves
what really like,
that doesn't matter. That's not the point. But yeah, I mean that just cements my point that actually he's improved a lot. I mean, you never see those kind of runs which were being made earlier by Luke Shaw. So now you see that actually coming into the play. And actually, I don't have a lot to add on Alba, but yeah, for me, Robertson will remain the number one because of the amount of the creative passes which he makes and the speed which is very crucial for a left back also. So you see him like he was instrumental for Liverpool in the last 3 years where they were like not the last year obviously, but the previous 2 seasons he was very instrumental in aspects for Liverpool making the charge for the title and also the Champions League as well. So I think Robertson definitely proved why he is actually one of the best in that play. When you look at his play, the amount of the way he was actually able to spot those gaps in the when he was trying to make those runs for the attacks and trying to find the midfield and the attacking players. I mean, his link up with Mane and Salah has been pretty incredible in the past couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a huge shout out to give to him in that 4-0 performance where they came back from a 3-0 deficit against Barcelona. I think the entire Liverpool team played well, but his performance was like exceptional. I felt like he was probably the man of the match for me.
Yeah, and also talking about Euros, I mean, you look at him, look at his performance for Scotland. I think in the group stages he was all over the place. You could see that he was wherever you go, see the ball was actually finding finding Robertson. So you could see that he was actually been able to get those runs and get those shots as well. I mean, obviously he didn't find the net in the Euros, but I think he was definitely brilliant.
Yeah. I think, and I'll just add like a couple of points, and Anshuman, I'll pass it on to you after that. But like I'll add a couple of points to Shaw's to Shaw's the support. But like when the way he's been able to the way he's been able to come back and like how even Ole Gunnar Solskjaer actually deserves a lot of credit to get him back in that perspective, right? Because I think he was hacked by Alex Telles, his transfer and all that stuff happening, but I think he cemented his position. Even though I always cried out like he should play ahead of him, but I think he's definitely the most improved player in the last 12 months. I would not say he's the best, but from the from the I think the way he has transformed the last 12 to 18 months, it is not very surprising to say that he is in our top 3. Yeah.
Exactly. Because what actually makes me happy about, like, I know Robertson has achieved a lot. He has won accolades. He has won Premier League. He has won Champions League. Jordi Alba, we know he's won, like, probably the best left back for Barcelona. He has been instrumental for their success over the last 5 years and even prior to that. Yeah. But what I see in Luke Shaw and what really startles me, that from a personal or from an individual accomplishment, even though he has not won trophies, okay, he has not won, but personally, I think for me, he has won a lot, because the improvement that I have seen from him after that injury, and you can literally see, like, through the play time, that he has started improving. Like, he started his season with 11 probably playing minutes, then he had 29 playing minutes, then 24, then 32, so the matches played. So from that perspective, you can understand that he has started growing as a left back. And then if I just throw some of those stats of his gradual improvement, like, I would say that right now Shaw wins 1.81 tackles per 90 minutes compared to his tackles, which was 1.04. So that is a huge improvement. The other stat I would throw out was that his crossing, I mean, he has completely changed the game of crossing. The pinpoint crossing that I have seen from Luke Shaw is second to none. Honestly, like, I would say that he is averaging like probably 1.25, and right in 2008 and 2018-19 season, and then it improved to 1.24 in 2019 and 20 season. But what we really saw, his improvement was the last season, where he started making crosses, 3.16 crosses per game, and that crossing talent and that new improved crossing skill also brought him to one of the best performances in Euro. I think he was absolutely, probably for me, the most instrumental person to bring England to the finals of Euros in a national stage. I mean, I would say that as an individual improvement, it is absolutely astonishing and brilliant from him.
So this is the England supporter speaking over here, not the United hater. So just remember that, everyone, because everyone knows how much of a big hater Anshuman is of United. So
no, I have always been vocal about the individual players who have played for United. I have an hatred for it.
But just for fun. That's
there was a reason why he was being nicknamed Roberto Carlos in the Euro 2020 campaign. So he was being nicknamed Roberto Carlos, which was funny to me, like, because talking about his even age, I think he's 25 and still he has, like, I think he's still few years away from
absolutely
from his peak. But even his again, I'm don't want to take too much time on Shaw, but he's become a lot more mobile, showing signs of all that blistering pace that he possesses. I think we saw like those things in Southampton when he got, but we never saw it for United or England. And he's also becoming astute enough to play as a left-sided centre back as well, like in a 3-man defense. I think we saw it against when he played for England. So, man, I think he's, as I said, he's the most improved player in the last 12 to 18 months, but definitely
and
not.
I won't be surprised.
One thing before you go,
him in top 2 in the next coming years. It won't be surprising for me to see Luke Shaw as like probably the best left back as well, and I have that kind of match confidence because of the improvement I've seen from him.
Yep.
One thing. Speaking on Jose Mourinho's behalf, I quash all the stats that you have given. I totally disagree with that, and Luke Shaw is not a good player. Just that.
Yeah, and just coming from the fact that he has faced those kind of criticism from his own manager, who says that he's not a good player,
Yeah.
and then proving everybody else that no, I am there to stay.
Yeah.
I mean that.
It's very impressive.
Yeah. So I would say that, yeah, probably I think I agree that Andrew Robertson, because of the added accomplishments that he had
Yeah.
throughout the course
Yeah.
of his career,
I mean,
and
added accomplishments, but like even if you see the last season that Liverpool had, like it was torrid. Like even though they qualified for all that top four and stuff, but even in that season, he was able to perform so well. Like his stats and everything looked so good. Like he was the main, like he was the main person we were always crying about, like, who is going to be the playmaker. We saw, like, delicious
Yeah.
crosses for
Yeah,
people
exactly.
to finish, but yeah, obviously we're not going to talk about that. But in terms of like his individual performances, even in the weakest of times that Liverpool had last season, he was definitely very, very brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, he had 7 assists in a torrid season
Yeah,
for
exactly.
Liverpool. I mean, that
100%.
proves, I think, he was
Yeah.
instrumental, and I think that comes down to the individual talent.
Yeah.
And because when the team is stacked down,
Yeah.
you have to step up. I mean, I think even both of them, like
Yeah.
Trent Alexander-Arnold, we'll talk about him later,
Yeah.
but the entire left back and right back of Liverpool, they performed brilliantly, and I think kudos to Robertson.
Yeah, and I mean, not a lot of fullbacks have that capability of track backing
Exactly.
to go back to the defense. Like, will they go back? They go ahead, and then they will just be like, okay, now like
And
there's nothing.
and
There's
the
nothing
last
left
season, it
there.
was pretty much more required for him to track back compared
Exactly.
to the previous seasons. Yeah.
Exactly. So I think we can wrap it up.
Wholeheartedly agree.
I think we can wrap it up at that. I think
Yeah,
we all agree. We all agree. Robertson is our first. Jordi Alba is our second.
Not all. Obviously,
I still have
Saurav
some
said
more-
that he wants.
you were mentioning. Okay.
So,
Sorry.
but we
Yeah, but not far. First, second, it's very
very close one.
very close. Yeah.
So I think that's it from our side. I think for the best on left backs. Do stay tuned for our upcoming episode on the center backs. So where we'll discuss like who remains who is the best of the best in that position. So definitely leave comments in our video saying who do you think should be, even though we've not released any shortlist as of now. But do let us know in the comments below who do you think should be the best center back in the world right now. Again, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Give a thumbs up. Follow our Instagram, Twitter channels, Facebook channels. Definitely helps us. We're a growing channel. Come on, help us so that we can produce more awesome content on that stuff. So thank you guys so much for joining. I'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you.